Ever felt like an invisible, gravitational pull anchors you to your bed, even when you desperately want to move? It's not just a lack of motivation. It's a profound, scientific phenomenon where your brain predicts future exhaustion and pain, shutting you down before you even start. Comment right now. Does your inability to start feel more like a physical gravity pulling you down or a mental wall blocking your path? Today, we're dissecting this anticipatory exhaustion loop, and I'll show you two counterintuitive techniques to override this deeply ingrained neural pattern, giving you back control over your first steps. Subscribe now so you don't miss the techniques that can finally break this paralyzing cycle. Imagine your brain as a hyper-vigilant, future-forecasting supercomputer. When you're struggling, especially with depression, this system becomes overactive, acting like a faulty threat calculator. Key brain regions, particularly the amygdala, our threat detector, and parts of the prefrontal cortex, involved in planning and prediction, don't just register current pain. They project future pain and effort onto even the simplest tasks. Before you've even shifted an inch, your brain has already simulated the immense energy cost and potential negative outcomes of getting out of bed, making it feel overwhelmingly impossible. This isn't laziness. It's a preemptive shutdown, a protective mechanism gone awry, trapping you in a state of preventative inertia because the perceived cost is simply too high. When faced with this debilitating inertia, most people try to fight it with logic or by planning more. We think, if I just list everything I need to do today, I'll feel more in control and motivated. But this is precisely the overplanning trap that backfires. By creating a detailed mental itinerary, from showering to making coffee, getting dressed, and starting work, you're feeding your brain's future threat calculator an abundance of data to catastrophize. The brain then projects the entire cumulative effort and potential stress of all those future steps onto the very first microaction, like just swinging your legs out of bed. It exacerbates the anticipatory fear, making the initial hurdle seem insurmountable, reinforcing the cycle of inaction. Instead of planning the whole task or even the first real step, we'll trick your brain's prediction system. The 1% initiation protocol asks you to focus on the absolute, irreducible tiniest fraction of the very first movement. Your goal is to create a neural mismatch a radical discrepancy between your brain's exaggerated future cost prediction and the minuscule reality of the action. For example, to get out of bed, don't think get out of bed. Think, can I wiggle my big toe by 1 millimeter? Or can I just shift my finger on the mattress? The action must be so small, so inconsequential, that your amygdala barely registers it as a threat. This activates your motor cortex with minimal prefrontal and limbic system engagement, starting a microfeedback loop that begins to disconfirm the brain's threat forecast. This is the counterintuitive follow-up. Once you've successfully executed that 1% initiation, immediately shift your focus to the next 5-second window only. Do not think about the next step in the task or even the next minute. Just the next 5 seconds. For example, after wiggling your toe, for the next 5 seconds, what is the smallest thought about lifting your head or the smallest movement you can make in your foot? This technique further limits your brain's ability to project future threat and overwhelm. It keeps your prefrontal cortex engaged in the immediate present, effectively disrupting the long-range predictive loops of the amygdala and other fear circuits. It's like zooming in on time, making the future so small it loses its capacity to paralyze. The ultimate goal here isn't to suddenly become a productivity guru, but to consistently disconfirm your brain's faulty, overzealous predictions. Practice these 1% initiations and temporal miniaturization techniques on any perceived barrier, no matter how tiny. It could be reaching for a glass of water, opening a book, or even shifting your gaze. Each successful microaction builds a small win, a piece of evidence that updates your brain's predictive model. You're teaching your brain, through repeated, low-stakes experiences, that the anticipated effort or pain is not real. You're not just doing things, you're actively recalibrating your brain's deeply ingrained threat assessment system, slowly rebuilding trust in your own capacity to act without being overwhelmed. By understanding your brain's tendency to trigger anticipatory exhaustion, you can apply the 1% initiation protocol and temporal miniaturization to gently dismantle its paralyzing grip. Remember, this isn't about brute force motivation, but about scientifically rewiring your brain's predictive model. Small, consistent actions are not just steps forward, they are powerful messages to your brain, teaching it that perceived threats are not always real and building a path back to effortless movement. When you're dealing with low motivation from depression, do you find relief trying small tasks, or is focusing on one big goal more effective? Tell us why below. You've just learned how to hit the emergency brake, but the real challenge is driving without constantly fearing a crash. Next, we'll dive into how to build your brain's long-term resilience so you rarely reach this breaking point again. If you found this insight helpful for understanding your brain's patterns, please subscribe to Soma Clarity now so you don't miss our future videos. And don't forget to comment below. Does your struggle to start feel more like physical gravity or a mental wall?